Yes, I'd like to remind everybody that this is being filmed by Asbury Park Television. So, this meeting is held in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231, Public Law 1975. Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided to the Coaster and Asbury Park Press. All notices are on file with the board secretary. Irina, please call us to order.
Today is Tuesday, August 6th, 2019. Christopher Amelani.
Here.
Russell Lewis.
Here.
Daniel Harris.
Here.
Eric Gallipo.
Here.
Brittany Ashman.
Here.
Christopher Gonzalez.
Here.
Thank you.
All right, just some housekeeping items. First, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes of July 23rd, 2019.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye. And then if anyone's here for, which I doubt it, for either 900 Cookman or the 1503 Park Avenue, these applications are going to be carried. And I'll make a motion to carry both to September 24th, 2019 without further notice.
I'll second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
And let's just put this letter from Kevin Kennedy on the record for 1503 Park Avenue.
Basically, his consent, carrying it and without further notice and the like. Okay, that's fine.
And I believe 900 Cookman had provided new information or new drawings or something? No, they have not. Okay.
They need to revise.
They need to revise them again.
Okay.
Okay. All right, so let's moving on to the third application, which is 1321 4th Avenue. Ms. Adams and Mr. Filoni?
David Filoni Jr. I'm the attorney. I'm representing 1321 4th Avenue LLC.
If I may, I've reviewed the notices. They're in proper form. We have jurisdiction to proceed.
Thank you, Jack.
Pardon the interruption.
Thank you. We're here because our clients want to add a small room. Well, it's a small room above a back porch, and the room is approximately 140 square feet. We're appealing the zoning officer's determination that the project exceeds building coverage requirements of the city's ordinance. We have our expert here, Cesar Bustamante, and he'll be testifying as to why we believe the ordinance, the plans are in agreement with the ordinance. If our appeal is denied, we're requesting a variance to close the existing porch and add a second room above a room above the second floor, a room adjacent to the second floor. You'll see by the pictures how everything is. Do you have any questions of us before we get started, or I could bring up our witness?
Please do, Mr. Filoni.
Okay. Mr. Bustamante, Cesar Bustamante.
Please do swear against them. You swear or affirm the testimony you give during the proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
Actually, before we start with your witness, maybe we should start with, perhaps it should be discussed by Donna. Could we get Donna sworn in and just explain why this particular application was?
You swear or affirm the testimony you give during these proceedings will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
State your name and your affiliation with the city.
Donna Miller, board planner.
Thank you.
So, this applicant had started renovation of an existing single-family dwelling, 1321 4th Avenue, between Bridge and Jeffrey, grade 5, where 4th Avenue curves going out of town, or 8, depending on your direction. Michelle Alonso had issued them a denial, indicating that the scope of the renovation was going to cause an increase in building coverage and FAR, which was later resolved to be just building coverage. So basically a question is whether this existing rear stoop, that area counts as existing building coverage if it's actually covered, and if not, they're enclosing it and making part of the floor area would constitute an increase in building coverage. Right now the house is over actually, I take that back, I'd have to check my notes. I believe it is existing over for lot coverage, and this is going to just very slightly incrementally increase that amount.
It's already currently over the,
Yeah, it's already over 30%.
and it's going to increase by 1
It's an
point.
undersized lot, it's a little bit of a parallel.
Barely
area,
undersized. Barely undersized, yeah. But it is undersized.
But it's only 4,000 square feet.
4,700, so it's only 396 square feet. 296.
So, but the house is existing, it dates to the 1930s. Personal knowledge, it was my neighbor's house when I lived in town in 1989, and it looks fairly the same envelope as it had then. So they've already started doing renovations, so I don't really know to what extent they modified any of the porch roofs or the coverings and things like that. The plans that they provided say existing floor plan, but then it shows proposed elements, so you can't really tell what is existing and what was existing, what's happened to it since. And even the photographs they supplied as part of the application do not clearly display, how that porch roof, what that back porch roof covers on the back of the building. So if the board decides that the existing concrete stoop in the back is part of the existing building and is covered and is part of the existing building coverage, then what they propose to do would not amount to an increase because it's already building coverage. If the board says, no, that's not part of the building, it's not covered, it doesn't count as building coverage yet, what you're doing to it counts as building coverage, then it will be an increase of approximately 34 square feet. Putting it, again, just incrementally over for additional building coverage.
So Donna, so just so that we're clear, this, in the planner's report, it refers to the existing building coverage at a 30.84% existing. Does that calculation include the current area occupied by this rear porch?
So we use Bluebeam to calculate the exterior perimeter of the structure, and we did not include the part of the rear porch that we felt was uncovered.
And that's currently uncovered because it's gone through construction? Did
I don't know
renovations
what the
started
actual
and then
condition is
stopped?
because renovations happened before we ever got the application, before Michelle ever got plans or a zoning permit application.
So the work was stopped in mid-process.
So there were no construction permits pulled?
Well, we have to get testimony on that. I really don't know that.
Actually, I think the obstacle was that they may have gotten a building permit, they didn't get a zoning permit before they got their building permit. And that caused the hiccup in the process. And again, Michelle's concern was originally that they were going to exceed the FAR, which would have been a much more significant.
Aren't we also revising currently the FAR
And building coverage.
and building coverage? So
and creating a lot coverage
right.
criteria, but right now they
But
are
the
where
current current standard is half an FAR and
yeah,
25%.
and the building is okay on FAR. The amount of floor area within that third story is well under habitable space, so it's not counted. So they're about a 0.3 on FAR. And again, this building coverage calculation is again so slight.
It's like 1% increase, isn't it, or so?
Less.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's really materially what is going on with this. So they've applied to appeal the decision, and the board can consider that and say, oh, Michelle essentially made a slight error and it doesn't count, or it's already counting as building coverage and it's already over, so it doesn't need a variance, and then just overturn the decision. And they can then go and apply for their permits and go on their merry way. Or conversely, you could say, no, Michelle was right, and it's insignificant, but give us the proofs for a C variance, and we'll see if we grant that.
Which they've also noticed for as well for this.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, Donna.
My pleasure.
I'm sorry to stop you, Mr. Filoni, but
That's okay.
Yeah.
No,
I just wanted to hear what the city's position was first, and
Excellent. Yeah, cleared a lot of things up. I'll just go through the qualifications of my witness. Mr. Bustamante, could you just spell your name for us?
Thank you.
It's B as in boy, Ustamante.
And your first name?
Caesar, Caesar.
And are you part of an accounting firm?
No, not a carrier, architectural firm.
It's an architectural firm, sorry about that. What type of degrees do you have personally?
Bachelor's of Architecture from Pratt Institute. I've been in business since 1985, licensed New York and New Jersey.
And what is your company's name?
Tecton Architectural Studio.
Have you had an opportunity to review the plans and
The zoning, yes.
The zoning? Okay. Are you familiar with the Asbury Park zoning ordinances?
Yes.
Are you a licensed planner?
No, I'm not.
are you a licensed architect?
Licensed architect, yes.
Okay.
He's
Yeah.
going to testify to the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
And you're licensed here in the state of New Jersey?
Yes, I am.
And how long have you been licensed in New Jersey?
Over 30 years.
And have you appeared before other zoning boards and planning
Yes, I
boards? All right, we understand. Thank you for your credentials.
Great. Can you explain, I guess we did go through what the plans existed of, but in your own words, maybe explain what we're attempting to do in this matter.
All right, typically, we receive the plans or the actual the project to see if we could expand this house. And here's a photograph of the existing porch back then before the construction started. So I don't know if I can to exhibit.
Yes.
A1?
That's not part of our packet, is it?
Do they have it?
Huh.
So make it A1, please.
And you can clearly see that the porch was there already prior to construction. And what we're trying to do is the zoning ordinance does state that if it's a covered building, that's considered part of the zoning already. And we're hoping that you guys will grant us the approval.
When was this photograph taken?
During construction.
We can't have you testify.
Okay, this was taken during construction.
Did you take this photo or someone else?
No, someone else.
I could bring a fact witness in to get that
So this is how old?
we'll find out. We have to get the witness in here to put it in.
What was the question?
We, the person who took the photo is not here, and we don't have.
I don't know that I can
Yeah.
accept that as
Well, if the homeowner can tell us it's an accurate depiction.
Well, it might have been taken by the homeowner. I just have to get a fact witness in.
Do we just need to testify?
Yeah, just,
Yeah.
let's get her sworn.
Well, let us get-
Ask her if she took the photograph.
Good.
Yeah.
State name for the record? Suzanne Adams, SUZANNE, ADAMS. Thank you.
You can sit down. Miss Adams, are you a part of 1321 4th Avenue LLC?
Yes, I'm a member.
you're a member, meaning there are other people that are involved with this LLC as well?
I'm the sole member on that LLC.
Okay.
Yep. She's a sole member of the LLC. And did you take any pictures of the property that we're talking about, 1321 4th Avenue?
I did,
And when did you take these pictures?
in May, when we were doing construction on the
So
home.
this was a picture taken in May?
Yes.
Of this
Let
year.
me show you A1 and tell us if you can identify it.
I took that picture in May. I have it on my computer from my iPhone showing the date.
Okay.
Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you, Ms. Adams.
Did you take any other pictures?
I did,
Do you have any other pictures present?
I do.
do.
Can we mark those as an exhibit? If you
Yes,
have that.
that's it.
Okay.
I took that 2 days ago, just to show that the foundation is the same foundation that was there, that I didn't alter the foundation. And you'll see the steps that were existing going into the porch area.
When did you start construction on this?
I don't know the exact date. I can get that exact date. It
But
was this
just
spring.
estimate.
It was just this spring. It was around like April, May. It was actually in April we started the construction.
Did you get a building permit to do the construction?
I did. We had a building permit, and then I went to zoning after we had the building permit. And
Because construction sent you to zoning, or why did you go to zoning?
because we were adding on the space above the roof, and I consulted with Barbara, who was in zoning then, and sat down with her and went over, my intentions of expanding.
Did you show her the plans?
I went over the plans with her, and she went over numerically. I'm not an architect, and I'm not familiar with a lot of things, so I relied on some of her information that she presented to me. She was just doing it out of kindness and trying to help out. And then I went to my architect to do those changes. And then, unbeknownst to me, the work was started by my contractor over the weekend,
Before you got the approval for the zoning?
before we got approval for the zoning. And my architect said there was a switch in zoning officers. You need to go to Borough Hall and talk to the new zoning officer. And that's when it all kind of went awry. I'm aware that the work was done, not as without the zoning permit, and my hopes were to maybe, and I asked for relief by having possibly the contractor being responsible and being fined possibly for doing the work pre-hand, but it was done without my knowledge.
I understand. Thank you, Ms. Adams.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions for Ms. Adams?
Yeah, excuse me. Where do you, Ms. Adams, where do you reside right now?
Where do I live?
Yes, ma'am.
I live in Essex Fells, New Jersey. It's up north by Montclair.
And how often do you come down to check out the property or inspect it?
I am here at least 3 or 4 times a week.
3 or 4 times.
How many times do I drive by this home? I'm doing a home in Ocean on Wanamassa Drive, so it's very close to the 4th Street property. It's I don't know how familiar you are with South Wanamassa. It's right over the bridge.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad when I go by the property. There's not much I can do to it. It's just sitting there. I have a landscaping company that is trying to maintain it.
Okay. Do you plan on living in this home?
I don't.
Okay.
I just wanted to make it nice and sell it to somebody.
Okay.
Thank you.
Any other questions for Ms. Adams? Board professional? No?
No questions? Okay, you can step down and then.
I'll open it up to the public. Oh, no public. Thank you.
And Mr. Bustamante, you could come back up. And then we'll talk about those pictures. So you saw those pictures. Can you describe what we're trying to do with the property? I guess the second picture, Exhibit B, kind of shows basically what we're trying to do.
Right, basically, what we're trying to do is extend the porch up to the second story to create a room upstairs. So that there'll be a little more space to live in, since it's a small property and a small footprint.
So to your understanding, adding that second floor, does that in any way, I know it was explained, but I really don't understand it too much. Does it breach the ordinances of Asbury?
Well, not according to what I've read, the ordinance clearly states that if it's a covered area, it's already considered part of the bulk. So the porch already has a roof, it's part of the covered space. You know, so we did a whole analysis, which I have a copy here, which clearly shows that we're not exceeding the coverage of the property.
Donna, what does the ordinance say again? I know this has come up, we talked about this a lot. What actually covered, what counts as building coverage?
That's one of the things we're actually talking about.
Yeah, it comes up all the time.
Yeah.
So building coverage is the area of a lot covered by buildings or structures exclusive of parking areas or other impervious ground covers. So it's kind of nebulous about, concrete stuff. I don't know how many steps are involved in this concrete porch. The information on the plans is, again, kind of suspect because it says existing but also proposed, so I don't know what the condition was before they started work, and their property survey just referenced concrete porch, no covering over it. So I'm inclined to say that it's not building, it's impervious coverage.
Which doesn't count.
Which doesn't count.
Do you have any blueprints or anything of what was there before?
Well, I have the new plans, I don't know if I have.
That's what we're looking at.
No, it's impossible to tell from the
I
plans.
tried looking at historic aerial photographs, I was pictures of my own house from back in the day.
I mean, I would think that A1, the picture that we looked at, indicates that there is a concrete entry area that is not covered and an interior area that is covered. Like that strip of concrete
Right,
that's
there's
about
also
as wide as the steps.
There's like an outside area that's covered.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you are looking at the floor plan, I can't tell what, and then on the basement plan, it says line of deck above.
Right.
It doesn't say porch line,
It doesn't show the foundation in that basement plan either.
I was at a loss for what truly the condition was before this.
Jack, do you have something to state?
I mean,
Not yet.
Not yet. I can tell. There's something coming.
These are a copy of the plans which are before the board, I'm pretty sure. We can mark it as an exhibit still, so we can keep it for the record, so we can show maybe what was there beforehand.
We do show an existing crawl space that had the foundation where the steps are shown.
the steps are shown, but it would show like the steps are concrete and the thing that it's made of are concrete CMU, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, so would they not, they wouldn't show up as, they have foundations and footings? You had to build on it.
Correct, no, but there's an actual, the steps are on the outside of the existing foundation for the crawl space, which crawl space could probably
Right.
have 3 foot deep at least for the frost line.
Right, I don't think we're questioning the existence of the steps, is that exterior space, the porch, the outdoor porch and the steps counted in your coverage? And it's not covered.
It's presently uncovered?
It is, according to this photo, the original condition.
It's presently covered.
It is presently covered.
Previously seemingly uncovered.
Oh, okay. But the application is to cover it, essentially.
Correct.
But
Yes.
it would count towards, or whether it doesn't count towards, it is the
Or
issue.
that was uncovered.
It seemed as though the exterior portion of
Okay,
the
and doesn't our ordinance state that if it's uncovered, it's not in it? It's not
Part of the building. Part of the building.
would you find?
What's the definition of
One
uncovered?
One second, sorry. We've got 3 conversations going on at the same time. One at a time, please.
I reviewed the definition, it doesn't say whether it's covered or not. The board has to decide whether a concrete uncovered stoop constitutes a building or structure that counts for building coverage. That is their task.
How's the ordinance define structures?
We can.
Yeah. Right?
Yes.
Don't you think?
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
No,
Don't you think?
yeah, I think, you know, we can.
It's, we want to ultimately get to the prize over there.
Go ahead, Russell.
I'm just wondering why we don't switch into a variance conversation and go that direction.
Well, I think first we would have to deny the appeal, and then to move towards a variance would be the better approach of this, rather than try to argue whether it's a covered concrete stoop or not. So if you're agreeable to that, Mr. Filoni and Ms. Adams, I think a better approach is to deny your appeal.
I agree.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say something.
All right. Good.
Yes, I think that would get right to the issue.
Let's get to the real issue, and we'll move to a different talk. So I'll make a motion to deny the appeal.
I'll second that.
Yes.
Daniel Harris,
Yes.
Eric Gallipo,
Yes.
Brittany Ashman,
Yes.
Christopher Gonzalez,
Yes.
Russell Lewis,
Yes.
Chris Sapaloch.
Yes. So, as you are both ready to start talking the variance, I think that's a more appropriate discussion.
All right. So, in the picture that we provided to you, it pretty much explains what we're trying to do. Mr. Bustamante, what are we actually trying to do? What kind of structure are we trying to build?
Well, it's an addition to the second floor and partial of the uncovered porch. So you get maximum square footage for the second story.
And what is it? Do you know what do you know if we put that on and there wasn't a coverage, how much would that go over the coverage?
Well, if we go ahead and, I think that the, finally said that it's over 0.30 proposed. So we would be exceeding it by 0.30.
And I understand that it's a very small increase based on the current situation.
Correct.
And because, so we're saying it was even partially covered too. So would it be even smaller?
Probably
if
even
it's
smaller than
partial?
that. You know, I would have to recalculate without the steps and the porch and see what that come out to. But even at best, it, 0.35.
And personally,
Yes.
I don't really see.
It's a rear porch, correct?
Yeah, correct.
So it can't be seen from the street.
No.
So anyone going by would see, it would look exactly the way it does now, but of course upgraded.
Correct.
But it would be no negative visual impact by showing a much bigger house opposed to the neighbors. So it wouldn't really have any deleterious effect on the neighborhood.
No, sure.
We shall check.
It wouldn't provide any,
Go that way.
traffic issues.
Stop.
or
No,
anything.
that, you don't need to worry about traffic. You don't have to-
No,
No.
stormwater.
He has a different issue.
It's
So
stormwater.
let's talk about that.
Yes, so have you explored, what have you considered with the expansion of this coverage, minuscule as it may be, your lot coverage will be over either the current or the new standard for lot coverage. And the reasons that we have lot coverage controls are both for height and bulk of buildings. What's that?
The new coverage.
The ones that are proposed in the re-examination report at 30%, correct?
For building coverage?
Yes.
Yes.
So-
Okay.
So this building will be,
Will
in
continue
its
to be
existing
accessible.
condition,
One
will
point
continue.
five seven over the proposed ordinance.
Correct.
Okay,
And it's over the existing ordinance.
that's correct.
So Have there been any considerations to how to deal with the mitigation of the environmental effects of being over lot coverage?
No, we have not looked at that for now, but we can. I mean, if it means adding a storm sewer well or a kind of a retaining pond for the water to collect in, that'll have to be done. But there's, again, I have not done any calculations for that.
Of course.
Right, they were here for an appeal, so.
No, I understand. No, I'm not asking them to have done calculations, but what mitigating steps can you take to address stormwater?
We'd have to provide a pond of some sort to collect the rainwater that would
Just a
extend.
graveled area, make sure your leaders are not going off the property
Right,
and
exactly.
leading towards.
Into the street or into.
Okay, we're getting there. Yep, it's very simple. I just want to make sure that you're on record.
Okay.
Right,
Yeah.
that you're on record, that we have to deal with your stormwater on site.
Right. Any other issues?
Personally, I really don't have any other issues. The small increase is not a major issue for me, as long as all other conditions are met for the city.
I have no other issues.
I agree.
So, do we have a motion?
I'll
We need
make-
to hear from their planner.
Oh, do we need to hear from their
I don't
planner?
think they have it.
Oh,
Public.
We'll
pub-
get there. All right. Eric, are you done?
I'm done.
Before you do the motion, let's see if there's anybody who wants to cross-examine the witness.
I'll open it up.
No, not to the public. You have cross-examination and then open it to the public. It's two
All right.
separate items.
Okay. Is there anyone who wishes to cross-examine the witness, Mr. Bustamante?
None.
Okay. Thank you.
Motion to open it up for public.
I will make a motion to open it to the public.
All in second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No one appearing? Motion to close, please.
I'll make a motion to close the
I'll
public
second.
session.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, now, now we can move the variance, bulk variance for an increase in lot coverage. Subject to conditions. I assume one of the conditions, or the main condition, will be that the drainage will not flow onto other people's properties.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay. Any other conditions? Yes, no? Okay, then. Do we have we need a motion?
I'll make a motion
Okay, Brittany?
to approve the
The variance, C
Okay.
variance.
Condition?
The C variance, yes.
Yeah,
it's one
okay,
of
yeah, it's only one. Okay.
Right.
Granted that all the conditions of the
Okay.
stormwater are met.
And I'll second it.
Daniel Harris,
Yes.
Eric Galpo,
Yes.
Brittany Ashman,
Yes.
Russell Lewis,
Yes.
Christopher Gonzalez,
Yes.
and Chris Avalone.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maloney,
Thank you.
Mr. Bustamante, and Ms. Adams.
Thank you very
I like that.
Not having anybody here. Okay.
Next.
Thank you.
Okay, all right.
Thanks, guys. Thank you very much for
Thank
investing in Asbury Park. We appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
And doing this the right way.
Thank you for allowing.
Thank you.
All right, so we have a few resolutions to approve. Can I do them all collectively? I'll make a motion to
All right,
approve.
no, because may have different people that attend
Oh.
meetings. and
much. I can only,
so
yeah,
Oh.
I'm only on one.
You gotta do them separately.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to approve the 1219 First Avenue.
I'll second.
Who are the eligible members?
Eric's not.
You have the hard copy? If you do, it'll say.
I say at the very end of this page.
That's a good idea.
It'll say on the last page, who's on.
Eligible members are Daniel Harris, Stephanie. Daniel Harris, Russell Lewis, Christopher Avalone, Brittany Ashman, and Christopher Gonzalez. Eric Gallipo did not participate.
Okay, so let's call it that way and let's get to it.
Okay. All right. Daniel Harris,
Yes.
Brittany Ashman,
Yes.
Russell Lewis.
Yes.
Chris Avalone.
Yes.
Christopher Gonzalez.
Yes.
All right, and I'll make a motion to approve the 407, 409 Sewell Avenue application,
I'll second.
or resolution rather.
Yes, everyone.
I don't think I'm on that one.
No, you're not.
You.
Yeah, you are.
Oh.
Wait.
Sure.
That was recent.
I know I missed last meeting. What's that say?
There's the July 9th meeting. Dan Harris, Russell
Yes.
Lewis, Chairman Avalon, Eric Gallipo,
Yes.
sorry, Gallipo,
Fine.
Brittany Ashman, and Chris Gonzalez.
Oh, I am.
You were here.
Yep.
It's been a long day.
Daniel Harris,
Yes.
Eric Gallipo,
Yes.
Brittany Ashman.
Yes.
Russell Lewis.
Yes.
Chris Avalone.
Yes,
Chris Gonzalez.
Yes.
and I'll make a motion to approve 147 Borden Avenue resolution.
I'll second.
Okay.
I got it.
Everybody? Daniel Harris. Chris Gonzalez, yes, everyone. Okay, Daniel Harris,
Yes.
Eric Gallipo,
Yes.
Brittany Ashman.
Yes.
Strike that. Brittany Ashman was not.
I was gonna say, I knew there was one I couldn't vote on.
Why didn't you say something?
Because I was wrong before.
Alright, let's start again. Sorry. Daniel Harris.
Yes.
Eric Gallipo.
Yes.
Russell Lewis.
Yes.
Chris Gonzalez.
Yes.
And Chris Avalone.
You bet. And I'll make a motion to approve 815 Dunlewy Street resolution.
Yeah, you're right.
Second that.
Okay. And Brittany, we were now. Daniel Harris.
Yes.
Russell Lewis.
Yes.
Christopher Gonzalez.
Yes.
Eric Gallipo.
Yes.
And Chris Avalone.
You bet again.
Alright.
And I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Thank you.
I'll second aye. I'll second aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're not back till September, right?
I have no.
And see everybody after Labor Day.
Have a lovely rest of your
Is it
summer.
Tuesday?